How's it going, everybody? Welcome to another episode of To Buy or Not to Buy. And I want to let you guys know right up front, I'm really excited for this item that I'm about to go over. I've been waiting a long time for it to come out. Now, there have been previous versions of this item that have come out, and I've always been reluctant to buy them at first. But then when I did buy them, I was always satisfied with them, so I didn't want to wait around this time for this one to sit on the market for a few months. I wanted to get it right off the bat so I can test it for you guys and get it out there and decide, or have you guys decide whether you want to buy it or not. With the PS3, we had the PSP. With the PS4, we have the PS Vita. Now, with the Vita being outdated because of the release of the PS5, we have the PlayStation Portal. Now, I was super excited about this. I think it looks really cool. It looks really clean and sleek. I've been waiting a long time for it. I pre-ordered it the day that it went up for pre-order. So let's go ahead and bust right into this and see what we got going on. Pretty standard packaging. I don't know if other versions of it, I've seen pictures of an all black version, but I think it may have just been the camera angle. Pretty standard new age PlayStation packaging. And then we have just the even more packaging underneath. It's just plain gray packaging. Bam, there we go. Okay, so first things first, we have this right under here, which I am assuming is, yep, it is the cord. Now, it didn't come with the case. Here's my charging cord. Yep, that's all for that. It looks like a standard 3-foot Type-C to Type-C. Yeah, Type-C to Type-C. And then, here we go. Let's see if there's nothing under here, and just the instruction manual. Okay, so pretty standard packaging for anything that comes with anything with the PlayStation. All PlayStation stuff comes in like this soft, like plastic silhouette stuff. And here we go. I don't know what this is. Oh, I love that feeling. Ooh. Okay. So the user guide is right here on this paper. It's got a URL or a Q code. It says the volume is up here on the back side. The power is up here, and it looks like I might have a spot. Nope, those are speakers. So it's basically just a PS5 controller, and they split it in half and then slid a screen up in where the touchpad would be. I'm gonna tell you right off the bat, I already don't like this. The reason being is the same reason why I didn't like the Switch Lite. If something happens to either this side or this side, I have to send this thing in to get it refurbished. I don't like having my controls connected like this, especially with these weak points right here. I'm really careful with my stuff, but I know that a lot of people are going to be getting this for their kids, and there isn't a grip for this yet. Like, you can get grips for your PlayStation 5 controllers, and it feels pretty slick. Also, there are no screen protectors yet. That's honestly making me really nervous. And yeah, let's go ahead and turn this on. Oh, we don't have any power yet. So we're just gonna go over, I'll charge this and then I'll come back to it, but I'm gonna go over my initial issues with this thing as a whole. I don't like how frail this thing feels. It feels like one good drop and you're out $200. If you're a person that's kind of clumsy, I do not recommend this at all whatsoever. I know PlayStation 5 controllers can be extremely durable. You know, I've implanted a lot of them in walls due to Dark Souls and Demon Souls and so on and so forth. But if you look, this goes out over the screen. So the screen actually goes, this is like an extension of the controller part, and it's not connected, and it goes out and over the screen. So if there's any sort of like stress on that at all, I don't know how durable the screen is, but it looks like it would crack the screen. I think it's a really cool concept. I think if you're a person with a lot of patience and you're extremely careful with the items that you have, it's probably going to be for you. But overall, with the physical attributes of it so far, I'm really not a fan of it. Will I still use it? Definitely. Will I take it a lot of places? Probably not. Am I going to choose this over my Steam Deck? No. I'm really nervous because how many times have you guys worn out an R2? I know any Final Fantasy 14 players out there, R2 gets worn out. So what are you going to do? You know what I mean? You're going to have to send it in or try to take this thing apart. And it doesn't look like it's that easy to take apart. I'm hoping that maybe some tutorial videos come out later on. If you get stick drift in one of the analogs, you know, it would have been a lot better if, you know, they just came out with that Elite Pro controller, the Sony Elite Pro controller for $200. And that thing's got a cool concept where you can actually remove the analog and put a new one in. I really think that this would have been a lot better if they did that here. Or if they would have went with more of like a switch design. Or even like take the backbone, for example. They could have went with something like the backbone and had a specific controller and made like a little touch screen specifically for this controller. That way when you put it in a case or something like that, you can break down the controller, you know, and it would slide together a lot like the backbone does. But yeah, I mean, it's already not looking good. I'm still gonna use it. I'm a huge PlayStation fan. But like I said, if you're not a diehard PS player, I would honestly, already right off the top, I'm probably going to recommend passing on this, just because it seems more of like a novelty item than it does like a practical item. So let me go ahead and get this plugged in and get it charged up and get it connected to my account, and we will be back with the rest of the review. How's it going, everybody? So I've had a few days to go ahead and do physical research on this thing, and I'm not gonna lie, right off the top, I'm gonna say I'm gonna give this thing a hard pass. And the reason why I'm gonna say that is because it doesn't work. I mean, everything that I've tried doesn't work. We don't have the greatest internet where I live, but it's also not the worst internet. I can stream Netflix to 3 different TVs and have everybody watching shows in my house, on top of me streaming to YouTube and my other son watching Coco Melon on YouTube, all off the same internet. Now, does it take a little longer to download games and stuff like that? Yeah, it does. But like I said, it's not the worst internet in the world. But even going beyond that, I've even tried to hardwire it straight to the internet. And I've also used, we have Verizon jetpacks, which have unlimited high-speed data on them, and it's 5G. And I've tried hooking it to all these different things, and going outside of my home, I cannot get this thing to work. I've tried using people's home internet. I have tried using my Verizon jetpack, because we have 2 of them, I've tried hooking it to my phone's hotspot. You know what I mean? I cannot get this thing to work for the life of me. And going outside that, I don't see a purpose for this, because this isn't a mobile device. It is a second screen for your TV. People have asked me, why don't you just connect to the internet with it? Because it doesn't connect to the internet. It's not like the Vita. It's not like the PSP. It doesn't have its own games. It doesn't go on the internet. You can't download things to it. You cannot search the PlayStation Store on it. All it is a second screen for your PlayStation 5. That is it. Nothing more, nothing less. I cannot think of a legitimate reason to actually have this thing. The only things that I can think of that this would be a good thing to have, like the scenarios to have this, would be like if you're a kid and your parents are like, go to bed, and you're like, no, I'm going to hide under the sheet and play my PlayStation Portal. Or if, you guys only have one TV in the house because you're a young couple that's just starting out, in which you shouldn't even be buying this anyways. You should be saving your money. If your wife wants to watch Desperate Housewives or Teen Mom 4 or whatever, and you still want to play the PlayStation, you have this right here. Like I said, you shouldn't even be having this anyways. You should be saving your money so you can get up out of that place and get yourself your own house, and then worry about this later on. If you can't let your wife have the TV for an hour to watch a TV show, you guys got serious problems, and this is the least of your problems. The only other situation I can think of that this would work in is if you're sitting there, you're playing games, and your wife's like, I'm having a hard time sleeping, but I want to go to bed. Will you come up and lay down with me? In which I don't really think you're going to be having time to play this anyways, if she's asking you to come and lay down with her. So, my honest review of this thing, and you guys know, the people that watch my channel know I'm a Sony fan. I'm a Sony boy. I'm not slamming Xbox or Steam or PC gaming or anything like that. I just prefer my PlayStation life because it's just what I've grown accustomed to. Like iPhones and Samsungs and Androids. I don't have anything against Samsung or Android. I just prefer iPhone because it's what I've grown accustomed to. It's what I know how to navigate the easiest. I can't even justify buying this thing. I like it. It's cool. It looks awesome, but it doesn't, why would I play this thing when I could just play my PlayStation 5? I don't understand it. And I've tried to explain it to people, and they're like, well, why don't you just download stuff to it? Because it doesn't it doesn't work like that. It basically just connects to my PlayStation 5, and it's a second source to see my PlayStation 5 from. That's it. That is it. It doesn't work. And maybe I really truly don't have strong enough internet. But if 5 bars of 5G isn't enough internet, I don't know what is. And you can't take this thing on the go with you. You know what I mean? Like, you'd be better off buying a Switch or a deck or a GeForce, or the Asus, which is like the Steam Deck, but it's more for like PC gaming. You'd be better off with one of those. In fact, most people these days have the newest form of iPhone or Samsung because these companies force you to buy them. You know what I mean? So if you're a person that keeps up with technology, you don't even have to buy this because you have the newest iPhone or Samsung, and you can literally hardwire a controller right to your phone, and you can use your phone for exactly what this does right here. The only difference is if I break something on that controller, I can go replace it. If I break something on this, I got to send it into Sony. You know what I mean? Because I'm not trying to take the screen apart. That's another thing too. This thing doesn't separate at all. But when you're playing it, it looks awesome. It looks beautiful. It looks amazing. We're gonna do this right now. We're gonna go over some games so you guys can kind of see, what's going on. But like I said, I'm probably never going to use this thing ever. I don't want to take it with me because it's big, it's clunky. You know, the screen is roughly the same size as my phone's, right? It's the exact same size as my phone. Even doing a side-by-side comparison, it's only a little bit bigger than my phone is. And if you have the new iPhone or the new Samsung XL, it's literally the same size as your phone, just without the controller attachments. That's pretty much what you're looking at right there. So, I'm going to probably give this a 2 out of 10. The pricing was horrible for what it is. If you can buy a Switch for $200 and you can buy a Steam Deck for $300, why the hell would you spend money on this? You can remote play with your deck. You can literally download the PS app onto your deck and you can remote play using that. So why? Literally 2 out of 10. The only reason I'm giving it a 2 is because it looks cool. That's it. It looks cool. I'm not gonna lie. It looks cool as hell. But other than that, other than aesthetics, I'm sorry, Sony, but you failed me this time. So let's go ahead. We're gonna hop over and we're gonna point you guys towards the TV so you guys can get kind of an idea on what the gameplay and stuff looks like. So, all right, how's it going, everybody? So, PlayStation 5 is in rest mode. Here we go. We have this guy right here. We're gonna turn it on. We're gonna hold down the power button until you get the device to click on. Now, the only reason I'm doing it like this is just so you guys can see exactly what's going on. Here in a second, my TV is going to turn over, and then after a few more seconds, you'll hear my device click, or my PlayStation 5 dink. Come on. There we go. Everything's booting up. We're going to press the PS button on this right here since we're going to be remote playing from this device. Okay, we're ready to go, so we're going to hit play. Okay, here we go. We are ready. Let's go into this because I know this is ready. This is the Cry Machina demo. So, I'm just doing this. So, I know you guys can't see it because of the screen. But when I'm looking at this, it looks just like I'm watching a regular TV. It looks clean. So, I do give them that right there. See, so it looks really clean. You know what I mean? It's not like trying to play Dark Souls on the Switch or anything like that. You know, but you're also going to get the same thing if you were to buy like a Steam Deck or the AO or anything like that. The GeForce, any of these devices. The GeForce is pretty much similar to this. It's just not an official Microsoft product, but it does all your Xbox cloud gaming and your Stadia, which I don't think is a thing anymore, your Google Play, stuff like that. But like I said, I don't see any purpose for this thing. I really don't. I don't see a need for this thing. If it could extend beyond my house, then yeah, that would be fine. But I don't, why would I play this when I can just play my PlayStation 5? You see what I'm saying? Like, maybe I'm down in the living room hanging out, and for whatever reason my leg is broken and I can't get up here. You know what I mean? Okay, this is perfect. Yeah, but like, the ideology behind it is cool, but they really need to do something about the remote play, and remote play being the only thing that this thing does. So like I said, going beyond doing something in the house, like if you're preoccupied with something else, or you know what I mean, if you're, let's say, like you're sitting with your, like if you've got babies, it's perfect. You know what I mean? Every parent that has an infant knows what I'm talking about. When that baby falls asleep on your chest and you're afraid to move, this thing is going to be your bro right here. That's going to be your perfect companion. You know what I mean? If you can't reach your PlayStation 5 controller, or you don't want the TV to wake him up, this thing will connect to your Pulse 3D headset perfect. You know what I mean? But it's going to have to be a hard pass on this. I'm sorry, Sony. You have failed me. Please do something with this and allow us to download games to it. Please. Because I would love to take this thing to work with me and play my PlayStation 5 games. I would love that. That would be amazing if I were able to play Ghost of Tsushima at work. It would be amazing if I could take this with me and play Bloodborne or Demon Souls at work. I would love to be able to play The Last of Us at work. I would love to be able to play Horizon Forbidden West at work. Well, I can with my Steam Deck, but you guys get the idea.